Garrett, thank you so much for rushing back and doing.
You're welcome.
Here so quickly on the set from doing the amazing PPS.
Yeah, and thank you to Brian, my favorite Abu Shakra. The King Lord himself blessed us with his presence on this 6-4 day.
Yes.
What's next on the agenda? I hate
In
to
20
ask.
minutes, we're going to be doing a live skit.
Wow. 20 minutes. Just 20 minutes from now.
And that's on you out there.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we're not taking credit for any of this crap we're uploading.
Unless it's really good.
Well, yeah, then it's all us.
Because it's probably the performers that make it what it is.
We'll decide
So
that.
that's on us. But if it sucks, that we're giving our best.
Head on over to shop.mega64.com. If you haven't already, pick yourself up some 20th anniversary merchandise.
Yeah.
This next segment, credit where credit is due. This was a segment proposed by Johnny.
Yes.
Johnny is an old school Mega64 fan. Before he came to work here, he was just like you at home, watching and laughing along. And he said one of his favorite things we ever did is when we would go to Game Developers Conference in San Francisco, we'd have to edit a whole skit in a hotel room in a matter of hours. And we would go to the local video shop up there. Rest in peace, Rasputin Video. They're no longer around.
Oh, man, yeah.
And we would buy shitty DVDs and watch them and review them.
Yeah.
We have resurrected the shitty DVD segment here today.
That's
we have
right.
gone to our local shitty DVD retailer.
Rocco, what do you got there?
And we picked up a collection. We all selected some DVDs.
Yes.
How many have we watched here? We watched about 8 of them,
Jeez.
and we're going to talk about them now.
Johnny, I have a question for you real quick.
Okay.
You know, you proposed this. You wanted to do this, and then now you watch the movies with us. Does it live up to the hype of, you back in the day? Like, you got to be in the room with us watching the DVDs. Was it like lame, or was it like this is the shit?
It was a ton of fun because one of my favorite things to do in general is watch shitty movies and riff on them.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I feel like I almost wanted to film our reactions, but I figured, this would be better. But there was like everyone was saying funny shit, and it was
so
great.
funny.
I had a great time.
All right, I'm glad you liked it.
It
Johnny.
lived up to it. That's great to hear.
I'm glad to hear it.
Yeah, it took me back, I'll say, because like when I was programming our store, this is another shameless plug, all the merch that went in our store today. While I was working on that the other day, we put on some of these, and it was like, oh yeah, working and watching bad movies with these guys. I haven't done that in a long time. So I felt like I was back in San Francisco.
Yeah.
I want to do an honorable mention before we get to talk about some of the DVDs we watched together.
Okay.
This one we didn't all watch together, but it's definitely notable to bring this up. There is a MVP in the shitty DVD legacy.
In the lore.
Way back, I'm sure you could find a podcast highlight where we talked about watching this, but there was one that we found that we were cracking up, sometimes with it, sometimes not exactly with it, sometimes at it. But there is an MVP in the shitty DVDs, Black Ass.
Oh, yeah. Love Black Ass.
I didn't say Jackass. This guy, I forget his actual name. Callie Wilson was an icon in the DVD realm. We found one called Black Ass. I think it was called Hope You Pirate This or Hope You Bootleg This.
It's a good one.
It was a DVD of his stunts. He would show up to restaurants and pretend he was the inspector. So he would go in the back and eat all the food. Anyway, apparently that DVD was volume 2. I guess there were 2 volumes. I never knew, but that one was volume 2. So we went to go look for shitty DVDs locally just recently. What were the odds Kevin walked in and found Black Ass? This is the first volume.
That's it, baby.
I'm going to say most of this not very good. Except for one. Again, we didn't watch all this together. We just wanted to pop it in and see what it was. It is different sketches than the one we saw before.
Wow.
There is one sketch on here that you guys, I want to watch it with you later.
Okay.
It's called I Want a Burrito, I think. He just goes to a Mexican food place with no clothes on whatsoever.
What?
Except his shoes.
Oh, my
He is fully nude. Yeah, so let me get a burrito, bean and cheese burrito. And they go, whoa, no. Like, you got to get out of here. He's definitely violating laws.
Mm-hmm.
No, you can't do it.
Is it censored at all?
No.
Oh, they just show his...
There's just a fully nude man in a public restaurant. And then they're like, no. And he goes, no, I just want a burrito. This is the payoff. The friend comes in
Yeah.
And he is also fully nude. Hey, did you get the burrito? Yeah, what's going on here? What's going on? No, they won't sell it to me. We want a burrito. Anyway, that was the only one
Dude.
worth mentioning. But
Nice.
I just want to give a shout out. He passed away in 2011.
What?
Yeah.
Black ass over and out. He would
R.I.P.
say that at the end of his sketches. We're going to say it now. So that was my honorable mention. Shout out to Black ass wherever you are. If you're watching, we're still watching your stuff. There you go.
Dang.
Anyway.
Crazy. Crazy.
Okay.
Sadly, we're running a little behind schedule, so we have about 14 minutes to get through these DVDs.
Oh, we can
run a
I
little
feel like
over. I'm
we're
not
making
worried.
a skit. That's on them.
yeah, that's
gonna
gonna
take 10
take
minutes.
no time at all.
Make it fast.
We should
Yeah.
definitely
Write a
just
short
talk.
skit.
Yeah, we should talk about all these. All right, so I've put these in the order that we watched them.
Yeah.
So first up was Beach Patrol San Diego
Now, I
Summer 2006 edition.
I found this one and I was thrilled. I was like, yo, this is like, we could be in this. We could be filming like our
Final Fantasy sketch.
SingStar.
SingStar.
SingStar,
I was
Final
thinking, what's the one that I
Fantasy,
kept saying, I
Luigi.
love you? What was that video?
Feel the magic.
Feel
Feel-
the magic.
I
video.
forgot about that.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
love you.
But it turns out we're not in this.
So, this DVD featured a lot of drunk people. A lot of drunk people. And surprisingly, people dying on
Now-
Yeah, there was a
On-
death.
Now,
on the show.
here's the thing is you watch this and it's like San Diego. And it's like, you know, that guy doing the voice and it's being
San
the narrator.
Diego,
And
Mission
then it's like,
Beach.
the tide is a deadly mistress. And it's like these weird things. And then
Yeah.
like it shows a lady being brought in and they censor her. And it's like, she succumbed to, she inhaled
Riptide.
water, riptide, whatever.
Yeah, then they interview her husband,
Who's
who's like
crying.
he's like 300-pound dude, just be like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And then they cut away and it's like, well, she's going to be fine. Like,
Yeah, these rollerbladers got into a fight.
yeah. And
Yeah.
and
Goes
then
to the next segment.
Yeah. And then it cuts back to this like 15 minutes later. It's like, she did unfortunately succumb and now is dead. It's like, what?
And they just move on. It's like, so I was watching a dead body being carried down.
Well, and
down
her
the
husband mourning her.
You're watching your husband cry on the day she
Oh.
died.
You know what?
So
I'm
I
going to
think
say
it's a
it.
perfect candidate for shitty DVD.
This,
beach. Yep.
this sucked the fun right out of it.
Yeah. Now it was, I think it was 6 episodes in total. We only watched 2.
Yeah.
I wanted to keep watching them.
Yeah.
But was sadly overruled.
There was great like boating Karens where they were breaking
yeah.
the rules of the harbor patrol
yeah.
and then just being like rich and owning a boat should let them have.
And it's-
no,
it was,
I do what I want here.
Explain to my kids why you stopped us. Explain to them.
Yeah, and he was like, "Well, you need to be 12 to be
Flag.
the you need to be 12 to be the safety spotter on the back of a boat legally. She looks like she's 5 years old." Well,
You tell
so
her.
you're taking her mom to jail. you're scaring my kids right now. And he's like, I'm not taking you to jail, but I can if you don't
Yeah.
cooperate.
You need to calm down. I don't want to take you to jail. I don't want to take your mom to jail. But we all need to calm down. And
Frankly,
she's like,
should have taken her ass to
yeah,
jail.
honestly, I wish.
It was.
I wish.
It was a step above cops because I hate the inequality of a bunch of cops just hassling people. This was like, oh, you're hassling like rich white people with boats. That's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
This is like a burned DVD
Yeah.
with like a paper sticker. Like
Yeah.
this totally homemade.
This
Yeah.
this
Unsanctioned.
aired on Court TV, I guess.
That's
so
correct.
That's where they shopped it around. No one was takers.
There's no barcode anywhere on this.
Court TV
Yeah.
said,
Are there
well,
credits?
sure.
Because my dad or my friend's dad was a photographer for Court TV. I wonder if he filmed this. He lived in San Diego.
Dang. Well,
This next DVD has my favorite title by far of all of them.
okay. What is it?
Speed Gone Wild, Deadly Decisions.
Deadly decisions.
Now,
I just made a deadly decision.
there
dude.
is a disclaimer on the back of this. None of the filmed participants died in these races.
Okay. So they made good choices ultimately.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
deadly decisions, but nobody died. This is basically just cars going fast set to like rockabilly music.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it would change to different public domain music themes.
This
it would be
clearly.
Yeah.
like blue. No, it was just that. It was like rockabilly and a country song and
It definitely was a VHS that you could
Yes.
order at some weird store, and they converted to DVD because it is the quality is suspect. It is.
Let me read the back.
There's like tracking lines on this.
yeah.
The very best crashes ever recorded on video. Wall-to-wall explosions of stock cars, Indy cars, dragsters, funny cars, and more. Witness these powerful machines as one fiery crash after another blows them to pieces. Prepare yourself to be put in the driver's seat as we take you where you've never been before.
So Did it live up to that?
I loved this one.
It was 40 minutes long and it was awesome.
This was stuff like my grandfather had, like in his VHS collection.
I think so too. This definitely was a VHS relic.
There was a part of this that was so fucking awesome, and it was a
Motorcycle?
a derby. What do they call those?
Demolition
derby, but with motorcycles.
Yeah, we've never seen. None of us had ever even heard of that.
Oh, yeah. Motorcycle Maniacs.
Yeah.
That ruled. There was a car that I guess had its own Wikipedia page because it was so like.
It was a tank?
Somebody put tank wheels on like
A van
like
or-
a Scooby-Doo mystery machine van, and we're just running over a bunch of cars with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's currently residing in Australia, we found.
Yeah, I found the page about it.
But that was a good DVD.
That was good.
All right, this next one.
The next one.
Everything good?
I just wanted to bring up the dude that went into the car and exploded himself.
Oh, yeah.
That shit was fucking nuts. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, the guy got in the car and they just like lit it on fire and blew it up.
Yeah, there was
They-
a lot
they-
of stunt work in
They
this.
sat a guy in a car and then blew the car
It
up.
was some Evil Knievel shit.
Yeah.
And it was like always at some like shitty fair with like 13 people watching. Oh, it was great.
Now this next guy should be put in a car and also blown up. Aviation Humor Part 1
Part 1.
with Rod Machado.
Rod.
There's so many plain jokes, we couldn't do it in one volume.
This sucks. This was the worst
You know,
excuse for stand-up comedy we've ever heard. It's all plane-themed comedy
For pilots.
at a aviation convention.
Now that's
Yeah.
what, here's the thing. That's what he says. He said in a room full of 3,500 pilots. I never saw the audience. I heard a lot of canned laughter.
they cut to the audience at one point.
That was stock footage.
could've
but it wasn't 3,500.
It's him at a Holiday Inn on stage.
This was filmed in 1991.
yeah.
That means it came over from VHS too.
Oh, for
All right.
sure.
Yeah.
There's like a cartoon on back here, and there's a speech bubble, and I think it's a sample of some of the jokes.
Okay.
The pilot said, "Tower, I'm departing at 12." The tower said, "Can you give me that time in Zulu?" The pilot said back, "Okay. Number Tanga Magawoomba."
What the fuck?
Now, I'm a pilot, so
guys
I
are-
actually get that joke, and it's pretty funny.
Can you confirm that that's about the caliber of the whole fucking DVD?
That's
probably funnier than any joke he told
honestly,
on the show.
the Milton Berle book is hilarious compared to this guy.
This guy's no Bill Gates.
This was, I mean, we were, I think, I found this, I was very gung-ho about it. 3 minutes in, like, this was a mistake. I'm sorry, turn it off. And then they wanted to keep watching it.
Derek, I'm actually surprised at your review of it because you were actually the most eager to get, like, no, let's hear him out. Let's hear him out. Where the rest of us are like, oh my God, kill him.
Yeah,
Get rid of him.
I was actually enjoying how miserable it was making Sean.
It was,
Okay.
Like Sean was like,
Yeah, Sean was.
"Fucking kill this guy!" And I was like, "Well, this is entertaining."
the fact that there's a part 2 or 3, he doesn't say how many.
The jargon that he would use was like so specific to airline and airline maintenance, and everything was so inside
Another
baseball.
joke I remembered is, have you ever had the joy of having a check and you needed to cash the check? So you go down to your local supermarket and you take out the check and you pop it right there down there on the counter and you slide it across to the cashier.
Seriously,
This is one for one.
And
This
she
is it.
takes a look at the check and she looks up at you and she says the sweetest words a pilot could ever hear. Do you have any form of identification?
Wait.
So, of course, you take out your wallet, you open it up, and you present to her a crisp, clean, brand new pilot's license.
Yeah.
And she takes the pilot's license and she looks at it and she looks at you and she says, "What is this?"
Woo!
Yeah.
And you tell her, "Well, ma'am, I'll tell you what it is. That right there is a certification to fly an aviation device, of which I am licensed to do."
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
Rod.
then 3 more hours of this. Don't stop.
Seriously. Unending.
It was long.
I do want to point out something though,
No,
Yeah.
No.
that this came out when
91? Yeah,
1991.
1991.
Yeah, in the 90s. Well, DVD though. Yeah, it was probably VHS brought to DVD.
Had to bring this over.
The number on the plane,
Uh-oh.
9/11.
Oh.
And
Interesting.
911.
Wonder what he knew.
Saves Together says,
What?
when does it become a joke? Yeah, we were asking the same
Yep.
thing.
Except it took us a lot longer to try to get an answer, and we never did.
40
I do also want to point out there's like MS Paint clip art on the back of two people
Laughing.
Ha ha, my sides. Uh-huh. Like,
Oh, man.
damn. It's like, do we have a photo of the crowd laughing? Dude, no one came to the fucking show. Okay.
It was an empty hall.
What do you have? What is paint?
MS
Anyway.
Paint search. Okay, this next one, I got to take the store sticker off.
Oh, this is a big. This
been on the other ones here.
From my perspective, this is the big enchilada.
Probably the best one we watched.
This was shitty DVD royalty.
Yeah, because it was good.
This
Yeah.
hit every category.
It wasn't good.
We
Well,
finished
not
it.
good, but we did finish
We
it.
did finish it, yeah.
Everything you needed.
Let's get a close up on this one. Neo Wolf.
Neo Wolf.
A rock band of werewolves will tear your heart apart. Torn between the girl he loves and the dark side of fame, a young musician is seduced by a touring rock band called Neo Wolf with a mysterious past and a hungry habit that comes with the full moon. Now, I think they called this Neo Wolf because these aren't actually werewolves. They're more
Yeah.
like just they have like bumpy faces and fangs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sums it
It
up.
was like they explained it like, well, they're not werewolves, they're neo wolves, which
This is
is like the next evolution of a werewolf.
This is a deep cut, and I'm not expecting anyone in this room to get it. But if you like Star Trek: Next Generation, they look like Cardassians.
Yes.
with fangs,
Yep.
but the same makeup.
They also look like Kardashians.
Those
with
them too.
fangs. with slightly more human Kardashians.
A couple less bumps.
Ray J and Kim star
Now,
in this.
for real, I think this is a like student film
yeah.
from like some
felt like
university in Arizona.
Yeah.
Because it was filmed mostly on a college, just like on the grass, like in front of the buildings. And
Yeah.
I think they went into one classroom.
It was shot kind of well, though. Some of the shots weren't terrible.
Yeah,
And
because
there
I
was
think they were
original
like
music.
film school students.
Yeah, the music was
There was all original music. There was like 2 or 3 songs featured.
it was terrible, but we did finish it.
This was a fucking horrible movie. It's just do you remember that it opens at a gas station, at a Valero gas
Yeah,
station?
yeah.
Valero.
And it was clear that they just went to a gas station in the middle of nowhere and got no permission.
Stole
And
it.
they filmed the logos because every gas pump had the Valero logo on
Yeah.
it. So I was like, movie is officially sponsored by Valero. And a dude is in a convertible just pumping gas when a tour bus like pulls up and just randomly kicks a guitar player out of the band.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be in our band anymore.
You did all our coke.
Yeah. And then like I don't even remember what happened. The people driving the convertible drove off into like the desert, got out of the car. Did they get out to have sex
Yeah,
in the
I think they
sand or
did.
some
They
stupid?
did,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's the best place
They
to do
drive into the middle of the desert to have sex.
In
This
the
is the
sand.
opening scene of the movie.
Yeah.
And then the tour bus pulls up, like it tracked them down, and in the middle of the day, because that's when werewolves attack, apparently.
High noon.
The people having sex. Oh no, this was scene 2. This was
yeah.
scene 2 because you remember scene 1 was at a nightclub when people come out of the club and go to a car to have sex.
Yeah,
And they're having sex next to an open window in the car.
Yeah.
And you don't see who attacks them, but somebody with werewolf-like hands reaches into the car and just starts clawing them.
that's right.
Starts clawing them while they're having sex.
Right.
It's not a spoiler if it's scene 1 on my bike.
Yeah.
Also,
And then it cuts to the Valero gas station where the people in the convertible go to have sex in the desert and then they get murdered.
right.
That Valero's a hot spot. If
there's
you're
a
ready to
lot
bang in the
of desert sex in this movie.
There were about 3 or 4 desert sex scenes in the movie.
Yeah.
There was a time where I think a girl went to go down to blow a guy and then came up and she had the makeup on and she was turned into a werewolf in mid fellatio.
Yeah.
Mid blow, she
Oh,
neoed
that's
out.
not good.
She turned his boner into a dog
Well,
bone.
you can't be asking for that on the night
Ripped
of a
it
full
off.
moon.
Also, one of the actresses from the movie Alien
Dude,
Oh, yes.
that made me sad. Veronica Cartwright, she is, what's her name?
Lambert.
Lambert.
Johnny had it.
I think she is an underrated actress. She's been in a bunch of stuff. And the fact that she was in this, I was like, oh, this poor woman.
She
Yeah,
goes,
man.
now this is a spoiler. She goes werewolf hunting at the end of the movie with a shotgun.
Yeah.
And somebody steals the shotgun and shoots her with it.
Yeah.
So she gets blown. The only semi-famous person in this movie gets blown away with a shotgun.
That was a bummer.
And all the fucking no-name actors
She didn't
who
need
were
to be in
pretending to be rock star werewolves, they get to live on for the sequel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Damn.
That
sorry,
movie,
Sorry, Veronica.
you know,
They should make a sequel.
again, it was the shot composition was pretty good. Wasn't bad.
What was the sign that was misspelled that kept cracking us up?
Open mic night. They have an open mic night in this movie, and the sign is on a million different
They
walls.
spell
many different-
Mike like
and
the
it's-
name Mike.
Yeah, Mike, and it was just like, oh, we're
Yeah.
about to open mic.
Yeah.
Is that an inside joke on
Yeah, because
set?
they're gonna kill Mike.
And then I think
Yeah.
at one point they do kill a guy. They like rip him in half. It's like, oh shit, they just opened mic.
They opened them.
Yeah.
We were
It's
dying.
Like, hey, where's open Mike? I heard he was going to be here tonight. This is open mic night.
Best I can do is endless mic, but anyway.
All right, this next one, surprisingly amazing. I didn't know this was a real thing.
Me neither.
Queer Duck.
It made sense once we started watching it. I remember this being on Icebox. There used to be a Flash cartoon website, icebox.com.
Queer
And then
Duck.
That was
made
on
it-
there.
it made it
I
to
remember that
TV.
now. Yeah.
Queer Duck was created by one of the showrunners of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
At the height, this is like the person who ran Simpsons season 3, 4, and 5, like at the height of their success.
Yeah.
This was actually really funny.
I thought it was pretty good.
It was the most well written of any of the stuff I think we watched.
Yeah. I mean, we did watch it in the middle of these other things.
Now
so that's
the
giving it- that's
the
giving it a
jokes
buzz.
were like so stereotypical,
Conan O'Brien is in this.
right? A bunch of
And-
voices.
Andy Dick, David Duchovny is in it.
RuPaul.
Bruce Valanche, Tim Curry. Was that actually RuPaul? I think RuPaul had a cameo in like one episode.
We looked it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they were gonna play Queer Duck in one episode, and then they didn't end up doing that. So, or they I think it was someone else all the rest of the episode.
Yeah, RuPaul did it in the first episode. That's the thing you're holding is the movie.
Oh, okay.
This is the movie version. Okay.
Yeah, and I couldn't tell if this was like a compilation of all the webisodes put together. Hey, I wanted to come in expecting to like laugh that Queer Duck was going to be just as bad as all the other ones. This was actually legitimately entertaining.
Entertaining.
Yeah.
My favorite character was aptly named Bipolar Bear.
There's Queer Duck, Bipolar Bear, Openly Gator, and Oscar Wildcat.
Oscar Wildcat. So many references that are for like, at this point, like 60-year-olds.
Yeah.
There were just references to old Hollywood and shit that like almost I didn't get. Like who?
But I will say, maybe tell me if I'm wrong. I expect there are definitely a million jokes that didn't age great, but I thought it was going to be a little more homophobic than it was. Do you know what I mean? Like I thought it was actually like a more supportive kind of
This
show.
came out in 2006 at the height of the Bush administration,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
are constantly pointing out the culture of living
Yes.
in like
In
Bush
America.
administration America.
Yeah. And being gay in contrast to living in that
Yeah.
society.
Yeah, and I've been quoting this ever since. There are a couple of jokes in here that hit really hard.
And I knew it was a Simpsons writer, going in, whatever, I saw it on the cover or whatever. But once I found out, oh yeah, the guy who also did The Critic.
Yeah.
That made so much sense.
Totally.
The writing sounds like The Critic.
It's Mike Reese. So if you're a fan of The Simpsons, if you're a fan of The Critic, I actually recommend check out Queer
Yeah.
Duck.
Cool. Oh,
Okay.
This one,
Rocco bought this at Dinosaur Land in
Yeah.
Tampa.
which the store made a huge deal about, that
Yeah.
I was the only guy that ever bought this.
Basically called out every employee to look at what was happening because they couldn't believe someone was buying this DVD.
That guy, he bought one.
100 million BC.
Yeah. This was personally, I'd say next to Neo Wolf. Next to Neo Wolf was my favorite.
This was Neo Wolf caliber.
It's
Yes.
another one we finished. We actually got through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael Gross is in this movie.
Yep.
If you want to see, some Family Ties links.
Yeah. I mean, Family Ties, but most importantly, Tremors.
Tremors,
If
yeah.
you like them in Tremors.
And every
you're gonna
Tremors
love 'em in
sequel.
this. Yeah. Tremors 1 through 15.
This had the production quality of Tremors 15.
Yes.
I would say.
I would say.
That
maybe,
kind of like
at best.
Sci-Fi Channel original feel.
Yeah.
But like less than that.
This movie, I knew it was going to be bad when they started throwing out numbers and the math was so fucking wrong. Michael Gross, who appears to be about 50 years old in this movie,
Oh, yeah.
and this movie was made in like 2008, says that he graduated college in 1941, which would make his character about 95 years old.
Yeah.
But he looks like a 50-year-old man.
Now, see, I thought, because there's time travel in this, and I just thought like something got mixed up with time travel.
But then you come to
they-
find out, no.
But they don't explain that.
Something
No.
got mixed
No.
up with their math.
Yeah. So this guy wants to go back and find a team that went back in time.
Through like a Stargate type
Yeah,
of
it's
device.
a Stargate. Stargate takes you back to prehistoric.
He references
time.
something called the Philadelphia Project, which is an urban legend
Yes.
in which a ship in the U.S. Navy was teleported, from like somewhere, I think it was by New York down to the south, and then it came back to New York, and all the soldiers were like transfused into the ship.
Yeah.
That's the actual urban legend of the Philadelphia Project. But in this movie, somehow that resulted in the soldiers being sent back in time to what they assume is the year 100 BC, 100 million BC.
Sure.
And they've started finding like cave drawings that the soldiers made back then. So that's how they know they're still alive.
That was my favorite part, where it's like, we have undeniable proof, and the soldiers like, what's the proof? And they show a slide, and it just says, Michael, it wasn't your fault, written on like a wall of a cave.
It looks like he wrote it with a fucking Sharpie.
And it's like, oh, fuck.
that's still there.
Michael,
Oh,
it wasn't your
shit.
fault.
There's no way you could recreate that. It has to be real.
So the soldiers from 1941 were sent back to 100 million BC. And then in 2008, the brother of one of the soldiers is now a scientist. He's the 95-year-old Michael Gross, and he wants to organize a new team of soldiers to go through a Stargate to go back to 100 million BC to find the original soldiers. Why they're using a Stargate now when they used a boat originally is never explained. Why he waited 70 years to make this trip makes no sense.
We don't know.
And how they plan on getting back, they literally have no plan. And he's like, so why are you coming with us? And he's like, well, I'm not a quitter. I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, as in not going.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs are like YouTube level clip art.
It reminds me of like the Godzilla back in the day when like Godzilla was fighting the dinosaur or King Kong's fighting,
Yeah.
like stop motion figure shit. It was bad.
I thought it looked like they were getting attacked by evil animated GIFs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is like a 320 by 240 GIF on the guy.
The CG is nuts.
And then when there's explosions or gunfire, it looks like that app that J.J. Abrams action app or whatever. that
Where the
adds,
helicopter lands on you?
Yeah, I mean,
It was
that
so bad. It was like you could do better CGI on your phone.
Yeah. So they go back in time. They get the team. The team is all like cavemaned out. They bring him back.
But I have to say the team apparently went back in time in
Yeah.
1941. And in their mind, they've only been there for 6 years.
Oh, yeah.
Even though this new team has come 70 years later. So for them, it's like 1947. They look like 2008 bad actors. Like
Yeah, the
they've got the
haircuts.
shaggy haircut.
Yeah.
They've got like the Jenko cargo pants on.
Yeah.
They've got all this like modern aesthetic.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
resemble anybody from the 40s whatsoever.
At all. They don't have mannerisms, nothing. They're just like, oh, hey, oh, cool. You dudes are here. Yeah. We're from 1941. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
It's just like, what?
They start making like sex jokes like, hey, Thingy's got the hots for you. You guys gonna do it later? And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's how people from the 40s would talk.
Yeah.
And they've been in the past for 6 years.
Yeah, I know we're prehistoric era. You think you're gonna like bang it out with her or whatever? I'm from 1940, by the way. Thanks. Okay.
This is how I talk.
They all look like they were like recently had a shower too. It really bothered
Yeah,
me how like
they were
not
perfectly-
dirty they were.
Oh man.
I also love that there was like 15 soldiers that came back to rescue them, and within the first second and them being in the prehistoric era, they're like all dead.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs
Down to
just eat
three.
all of them.
There's a scene, Garrett pointed out, it's 100 million BC, but they're walking down a road in the middle of the forest.
Yeah.
And one of them
Paved
stops and goes,
road.
wait, I see something up there. And then it's the type of movie where they're just like looking at stuff with a gun, and then like, some gif will pop out, grab a guy, pull him away, and then they're just standing there like, and they start shooting. with like flash art, muzzle flash.
Yeah.
They just stand in this road and get picked off one by one. They never run away. They don't know what to do. So yeah, like half the team gets wiped out by animated GIFs in one scene. I went to the bathroom when they went like into a cave and camped around a fire. I went to the bathroom. I came back. They were in modern day Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The big twist.
I don't know how that happened.
So they go back through, they get the team, they go back through the gate. Michael Gross has to stay behind. He's like, someone needs to close the portal.
Right.
So I'm going to stay back behind. They couldn't afford Michael Gross for the whole movie, so he's out halfway through. Closes the gate. He didn't do a good job closing the gate because guess what? A T-Rex got through too.
Not in
so
Los
then there's a
Angeles.
T-Rex in LA. Now what? And they just spend the rest of the movie trying to shoot a T-Rex.
From a helicopter.
And, no, they do shoot it a billion times. Never takes any damage though. The T-Rex
no damage on this
The bullets
GIF.
do nothing to this thing.
Yeah.
It's literally like clip art, like YouTube style
Yeah.
free stock clip art.
Some of our fans can understand. Sky Goat level T-Rex.
Right.
Yes.
Dude, Skygoat was better. Skygoat was
Stronger.
better.
But anyway, and then they eventually do what? Don't they warp him back? Or
They
what?
warp him back into time. It's a whole.
They
I
send him
think
back.
the young Michael Gross somehow shows up,
Yeah,
and he's like hot
yeah.
or something.
He's like, thanks.
He's
I went through time and told myself this would happen. So here
He's
I am.
Michael
so I
Good.
knew what to do, and I'm young and hot.
Yeah.
They had no budget to afford extras, but they somehow did close down a couple streets in Los Angeles.
Yeah, that was kind of
So
impressive.
all of the LA parts take place on empty streets in Los Angeles. No cars, no people, just 4 cavemen running around avoiding animated GIF of a T-Rex.
Yeah.
Really fucking bad.
I would love to have been in the room when the person with a box full of those went to that dinosaur place we went to in Florida and like convinced them to buy. Like, how is this being sold?
Come on, I give you
at
$1 on the
Dinosaur
unit.
Land
They
or whatever
had
the fuck.
they seriously. She was like, we have crates of this DVD.
I mean,
and we haven't moved any.
Who was the purchasing manager? Who thought this was the thing to buy?
You know what? Shit. You have a dinosaur gift shop? Yeah, you're going to need at least 10, 20,000
You're going to be
copies of this.
selling, I'm guessing, probably 25 a day minimum. So what you're going to need to do is buy all of our stock.
People in the chat are saying this is fully available on YouTube.
Is it?
There are
wow.
some people watching it right now. So 100 million BC if you want to watch it for yourself.
It's available.
no,
There
you
go.
got to
The
go to
cover-
Plant City.
I don't think we really looked at the cover because it spoils the whole movie.
Oh, does it?
I did not know they went to modern times.
It says an elite military team sent back in time. They will not return. ... alone.
Oh,
And then it's a T-Rex being chased by helicopters fighting tanks in clearly a downtown metropolis.
Yeah,
So the whole plot twist is right there on the cover.
it was. I will say some of the crazy trailers before this were just equally low budget films. So you collect all of them.
it was a hell of a time though, truly. So
This was definitely though. I wanted to watch this for the segment. And I'm so
You
glad
actually,
we did.
you brought that in as like, hey, we haven't seen this yet. But
Yeah.
We've got to sit down and watch
Yeah.
this.
This next one cost $2.50 and we got ripped off.
yeah.
Windrunners.
oh,
Yeah,
that's
this
right.
was
God.
we should add a disclaimer.
I
Didn't
wonder.
quite make it all the way.
Yeah.
yeah,
we didn't finish this because it was
Yeah.
so boring.
I
This
wonder if
one
any
was,
of the viewers at home like have seen this. This seems like something you would be forced to watch in like English with a substitute
Yeah.
teacher.
Or like you would go to like your great aunt's house and she had one DVD and it was this. And it's like, I guess we're watching Windrunner.
It piqued our interest because who found this? It has the like family friendly Christian Dove. So we kind of thought like, oh, this would be a good one. But then it ended up being like very well shot.
kind of.
It had like
It starred Margot
but
Kidder.
is this the one with Jake Busey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake
It stars
Busey's in this.
Jake
Jake
Busey, Margot
Busey.
Kidder.
Margot Kidder, who's Lois Lane in the original Superman. Ace Ventura's landlord, Ventura.
Oh, that guy.
yeah.
That
He
guy.
plays the football coach. And it's basically the plot of Revenge of the Titans.
Return.
What's that movie?
Attack of the Clones. No.
Remember the Titans.
I like
Thank
Revenge
you.
better.
Yeah, I like it.
Remember the Titans. This is Revenge of the Titans, where I think it's literally like a kid from San Francisco moves to a small town and he joins the football team. And his dad is like an ex
49er.
49er who won the Super Bowl.
But is in jail.
but is in jail now for some undisclosed reason. And everybody on the football team fucking hates him. And so they like bully him and stuff.
Especially Jake Busey.
Jake
Which-
Busey plays the villain.
That Jake Busey's
What
look.
a look.
You know, I think honestly, the first time I ever saw him was in Contact, and he scared
Oh,
the
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah.
He
He's a-
scared
kind of a
you?
scary guy.
Dude, no, you don't. But that part when they're like in spoiler of Contact, when they're like, that guy's not supposed to be there. That guy's not, and it's him like it's the evil Jake Busey smile about to blow himself up. Fucking terrified
Oh, yeah,
me.
that was-
Jake Busey scares the shit out of me.
Like Lost Highway.
Oh,
So the kid, basically his dad's in jail. Margot Kidder is his mom. She's never around because she's working. He hates his life. He's haunted by like a Native American neighbor.
Yeah.
The guy is supposed to be a ghost.
is he
Right.
though? Because people are talking to him besides him.
It's never made clear.
It
But
wasn't made clear.
We
didn't
didn't finish it.
but he does supernatural things.
We figured it out early. The guy's a ghost.
He does supernatural things that are really neighborly. Like the kid is cooking a salad.
Yeah.
He's preparing a
Grilling one on the grill.
he's preparing a salad for his little sister at night, and he's like fucking frustrated. He's like, "Where are the tomatoes?" "I don't know." "What do you mean you don't know? We're supposed to have tomatoes here. Where are the gosh darn tomatoes?"
Ding dong.
Goes to the front door, and the guy's just like, "Here,
He's got him in
tomatoes."
his hand.
And it's literally like, "Where'd you get those tomatoes from?" "From my garden."
And then he leaves.
And then he just pushes them towards the kid and like vanishes into the darkness.
Yeah.
People are saying also this movie is fully on YouTube as well.
Hey,
It is?
It's linked to in the chat.
Yeah,
So there
we're
you
finding
go.
the
Can
goodies.
someone watch it quickly and let us know how it ends?
Yeah, let us know the ending because we couldn't get there.
Was he a ghost or what?
Yeah, so he gets cut from the football team for literally no discernible reason.
Because Jake Busey's dad, who is the warden of the town, owns the coach for some reason.
Right.
It says, "Get this guy off the team. He's too good. My son's gonna look bad."
Right.
They're
Yeah.
kicking him off.
That's
I will
sick.
say though, like the cinematography was really well done. It was professionally made in what we saw was like a Canadian production company.
People made Art for the Dark.
Yeah, the same production
cinema,
company.
whatever it was called. Yeah,
But like
Cineart.
the shots were like, damn, this is too good to like rip on. It's actually like well shot, well lit. It was cool seeing like old high school buildings in that era, like it was shot in the 90s or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You know, we didn't.
we
finish.
didn't make it through the end.
Yeah, the native guy goes to talk to the football coach and says, I want you to put him back on the team, but he's not going to come to practice. I'm going to train him. And then he'll win your games. So then they go to a training segment where he's just like riding a horse through the desert, making this kid like run beside him, making him.
Stack my flower on the
It's like a
wall.
bunch of stupid like fucking Karate Kid bullshit.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly.
that.
Like, how does this have to do like with football? Stacking these sandbags all over the place. Just stack. What side you put the sandbags on? The left side. Move them to the right. I'm like, yeah, okay.
All right.
Boop, off.
We got it.
I mean, we were about 90 minutes into this 3-hour movie.
Stacking
Yeah,
montage.
we're good on that. Thank you, Windrunner, but we're good.
Now, this next movie, we got about 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was a tedious 7 minutes.
Before, I think Sean once again demanded we turn this off. I was down to keep watching it.
You make it sound like I'm a terror in the office. I'm not that bad.
You were
No, I was ready to quit this one.
You were
Sage,
tortured.
American Girl presents Sage Paints the Sky.
Which American Girl, we were trying to figure out, is like a doll company.
It's a
Yeah.
doll. I think it's a book series.
Yeah, they
too.
make
I
like
think.
very expensive dolls, like
Like-
$120
Oh,
dolls.
so no Barbies.
no.
Okay.
Like Emma had an American Girl doll, but that was given by like some rich relative, and like
Yeah,
it was like in some case thing. It was,
Oh,
it's
they're
a-
fancy dolls.
but
Yeah,
it's
they're
one of those
big.
things that like none of my other kids ever.
Can we
got
get
one
close
of
up
those.
on Sage here? Can we? You see, she's
Sage.
smiling. She's holding paper punches. Sage is the most privileged,
Yeah.
never experienced anything wrong in her life girl that has ever been depicted in the history of filmmaking. The movie opens with her living in New Mexico doing amazing landscape paintings that are like mind-blowingly good. You find out she's the granddaughter of a rich and wealthy famous artist. She returns to school on the first day to reunite with her best friend, But her best friend spent the summer at summer camp and got into dance.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
Oh yeah.
And now has a new best friend who likes to dance. And Sage doesn't like dancing.
This is so relatable.
So Sage's life is ruined. Not only that, on the first day of school, they announce, and I'm going to quote Paige on this one,
Yeah.
due to something called stupid budget cuts, they are no longer going to be doing art class
Oh, no.
this year of school. Art will return next year. This year, it's dance class.
Oh.
No, it's singing class.
Oh,
it's singing
singing.
class,
Singing class.
which is what her best friend is now suddenly interested in, singing. She doesn't want to do art anymore. So Sage is devastated. Then in the ultimate diss against her white privilege, they introduce a new student, a person of color, the only one in school, and she likes art as well. So this is going to have to be Sage's new best friend, sadly.
There's no more art class.
We turned it off when Sage goes to visit her grandma. We're about 5 minutes into the movie now.
Yeah.
Sage goes to visit her grandma, who is extremely fucking wealthy and lives on a ranch where she like practices horse tricks.
Oh, and
Yeah,
it's Dr. Quinn,
and it's
medicine
Jane
woman.
Seymour. Yeah,
It's
Dr.
Jane
Quinn.
Seymour. And Jane Seymour does her world famous scarf trick where she rides her horse in a circle. I'll try to recreate it here. And then pulls out two scarves at the same time. Whoosh. And then like flutters the scarves in the sky while she's like riding the horse.
It's really cool.
Yes, you nailed it, Garrett.
Yeah, they actually follow this scene up with a conversation of like, Grandma,
Your scarf trick.
how did you learn to do your scarf trick? It's so awesome.
I wish I could do that.
It's so cool. It makes my heart flutter every time you do the scarf trick. I can't believe it. And then we turned it
Then we
off.
turned it off. Yeah, I don't know how she learned
we
it.
turned it off.
We don't know if she learned to sing, if she's still painting. We
I don't know if she
really
made
care.
friends with the new girl. I don't know if she learned how to sing. Yeah.
Did she paint the sky?
Did she
I'll
paint the
never know.
sky?
The last two, we kind of realized like, wow, these are like too informative and wholesome and maybe aged way under us to even like tease. There's nothing to even make fun of. This was just like, oh, damn.
Yeah, I was gonna say real quick regarding the American Girl dolls.
Uh-huh.
There was something that happened just recently. I don't know if you guys ever saw that, but they sell accessory kits and dresses and stuff for the dolls.
Okay.
Oh.
And even those are expensive. Those
bet,
are
I bet.
$40 to $80
Fuck
just to
that.
get clothes for the doll. They released one. It's usually like, outfits of different eras, like, kind of Elizabethan kind of dress or, 1800s kind of dress or more modern thing. That's up to you how you want to do it. One of the things they just sold recently was a vintage vintage kitchen set. And people were like, oh, that's cool. When they did these in the past, it was like old timey kind of kitchen stuff. They released a new one and it's 1990s Pizza Hut. Like it's a Pizza Hut box. It's from the 90s. It's all 90s food. And people are like, oh, fuck. This is in the old timey section in the American Girl website now. Like people were like, if you never felt old before, you will now.
90s.
Like it was all 90. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah. It's all stuff from 30 years ago. It was like, oh,
You know, American Girl also has a thing where you can buy clothes to match your doll. And so like you can go into the American Girl store, buy your doll an outfit, and buy yourself the same outfit.
yeah.
So
yeah.
this is
This
like,
is
was
like
a big-
super rich person
Yes.
thing.
yeah, they got
definitely.
this shit at like FAO Schwartz, not Toys R Us.
Oh, this is no Toys R Us
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
this is like a
Okay.
specialty boutique
Okay.
for American Girl.
So they must make a killing online now because
I
like,
don't think-
it's
is
a
this still a
tradition
thing?
for families to like buy our daughter an American Girl.
Yeah.
Just like my mother got
I
me
don't.
one.
I don't think that they
You
still
know?
make these things.
Here's the premise from the back of the cover.
Uh-huh.
Sage is excited about her new school year until she discovers that art, her favorite class, has been cut. On top of that, her best friend Tessa seems to be spending more and more time with another girl.
No.
Oh.
For help, Sage turns to her grandma Mimi, a well-known artist and horsewoman who inspires her to take action. Can Sage find the courage to overcome her fears and save the art program and her friendship with Tessa?
Oh.
A heartwarming, empowering, and fun movie
Mhm.
It's a movie for every girl who has ever dreamed big.
Dude, horse girls grow up to be horse women. Like centaurs.
Not just that, a well-known horsewoman.
Yeah. Well, she's got the scarf trick.
Well, there you go. Sage paints the sky.
Yeah.
I remember my kids would watch this movie in the car, and it was like the trailers before a movie. I forget what the movie was, but one of the trailers went, there are two kinds of girls in the world, girls who loves horses and girls who really love horses. And I was like,
Jesus Christ.
okay. All right.
I thought you were going to say girls who reached out for a hand but found a hoof. That would have been cooler. But
That
that's
would have
okay.
been cooler than
This
that.
last one was a broadcast on Fox in the 90s.
I watched this live.
Yeah, I definitely tuned in for this.
Alien Autopsy, fact or fiction.
Yes. I was fucking amped for this.
A
I
lot
know.
of people remember this.
I remember every kid at school talking about this.
Yeah.
Like, dude,
Yeah.
Did you see the alien autopsy?
Yeah, that was the shit.
It was, who's that? Commander Riker?
Yeah,
hosting?
we got Jonathan Franks being the host.
Yeah, well, and he later went on to host a show called
Fact or Fiction.
Beyond Belief,
that's
Fact or
right.
Fiction.
Yeah.
And so this was kind of like the pilot episode in a way.
Yeah.
And it has
was
all
all
the
true.
same vibes.
First off, I loved the alien stuff back then.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I
X-Files
always-
were huge.
X-Files were huge.
I think
always
this probably
skated.
aired before an episode of the X-Files.
Probably. Alien Workshop was my skate brand. I was all about like alien shirts. I had like books about UFOs like from the 50s. You know, I loved
yeah.
that shit. So this was about my alley. For
Now,
sure.
I looked up the Wikipedia page on this. This is a hoax.
100%.
Yeah, I read about this too.
They knew it was a hoax at the time.
Oh,
Of making
Jonathan
it.
Franks knew?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
But they were pressured by the producers not to expose it as a fake for fear that it would impact the ratings. They broadcast this 3 times on Fox television. Every time it got more and more ratings.
I bet.
So this thing was a cash cow.
Yeah.
And Stan Winston is portrayed in this, and he's portrayed to say he thinks it's real. And he later went and did an interview saying, I told them immediately that I thought it was fake. And they edited my footage to make it seem like I was confused about the
Oh,
authenticity.
my God.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. What I had read when I was researching this was that the producer said, well, yeah, we shot it all on video in the 90s. There's no film, but we're replicating a film I did see that had some crazy stuff in it. And then he was like, but a couple shots from that original film are in this. And people were like, well, which ones? And he wouldn't say.
Oh,
Yeah, because none.
He wouldn't.
So all of this footage, supposedly from 1947, was actually shot in 1992.
Yeah.
Yep.
And apparently the alien body was created by a British sculptor, and it was filled with like sheep innards.
It's really good. The body that they have on the table is really good.
And I was reading that after they filmed this consider how fucked up this would be
Yeah.
if you came across this. To dispose of the dummy alien cadaver, they chopped it up into a bunch of pieces and spread it out into different trash cans all over London.
Oh, mafia style.
Yeah.
That's just what I've heard.
Classic mafia.
So you got like a little alien arm in this trash can. You got an alien head in a trash can across town.
Oh,
You got an alien foot in the dumpster over there.
no genitalia.
maybe it was
Surprisingly.
censored.
No, they talked about it in the video. Like there was no genitalia.
Then
Like,
why was it censored?
It
there?
is weird. The whole time there's this censor bar over the crotch, but they are explaining how like there are no external genitalia on this being.
This is also fully on YouTube.
Yeah.
I've been
Okay.
told.
Cool.
So you guys have a lot of stuff to watch.
You got a lot of historical interview stuff too from people who claimed to have had come in contact with Roswell, New Mexico crash. What is it called? Debris.
Yeah.
That was really cool. I did enjoy just the spooky and like, is this real? Like that whole era. Even as a kid, I think way
Yeah.
back then, I kind of knew.
Yeah, I actually love
Like
this.
that's probably not real, but this is cool.
I love it as a publicity stunt and a hoax.
Yes.
I think this is a rare and treasured artifact, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supposedly the story of the footage is that an unnamed anonymous cameraman who was there at Roswell leaked this footage to the producers, and they interview him we didn't get to this part, but I was reading about it. They interview him in a hotel, and he's like all silhouette with his voice.
I love it. They do that so
modulated.
often in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but then I found out, I was reading that the producers actually found a homeless man in Los Angeles
No.
and offered to pay him money to play the role of the anonymous cameraman.
Oh my God.
And then never gave him the money.
No.
So it is that level of con artists who created
Damn.
Alien Autopsy fact or fiction.
What
Damn.
the fuck?
Wow.
That's fucked.
Damn, dude. I hope that can't be real. Why would they pay him? Oh, yeah.
It's all fake.
We're going to pay
You
you
sound
an
like Riker.
alien dollars.
Jonathan Frakes, how could you?
That was not true.
Well,
And those were the shitty DVDs.
those are the shitty DVDs. Actually, you guys left, and I will give it to Kevin. He did cap us off with a viewing of. He did pop in Zolar. So we did get to see that blue alien go hola.
Revisited a classic.
One more
Black
time
Ass and
to
Zolar.
before we put all the equipment away. So
Zolar.
I was going through all the DVDs. You guys spent by far the most on Black Ass. That the sticker on Black Ass, we don't need to show it. But it says we paid $25 for it.
Yeah.
Which is a lot. But it says list price $20.98. So they went above list price.
Well,
They,
'cause
like,
they know.
It's coveted
Yeah.
since it was on our podcast.
It's on eBay.
Wait,
probably.
wasn't this in the 250 area though? I thought we
Oh.
only paid a couple bucks.
Oh, good. Okay. Well,
Even though
it
it's
says
tagged that way. Yeah, it is tagged that way though. You're right.
$25.
I think it was only. I think we
maybe
only
they
spent
missed
couple.
a zero or fucked it up. Oh,
I had a really good time watching these. What was that?
your phone.
There were more guys, so we are going to show. And maybe some of these end up as secret prizes with the merch that's going out today.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of them will bless with.
You know what?
A
Yes.
copy.
People,
Well, maybe we don't send out Black Ass.
I'll take this top one off.
Oh,
yeah.
That's my personal copy.
All right. I wouldn't mind revisiting this segment if people at home enjoy it.
yeah.
Sure.
These are all the movies we have yet to watch here. We have uncensored.
That's it.
That's what
Show the cover.
It's
That's
a
it.
motocross
Guys,
DVD.
uncensored. That's it. What else do you need to know?
Motocross, snowboarding, surf, and skateboarding.
Oh. It was a little more exciting when I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Big girls don't cry. They get even.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
All right. All right.
Wow.
Everything okay, Johnny?
He reacted.
okay.
to it.
Let's Scare Julie. This is a low budget horror film that is all one take.
Ooh,
Okay.
that sounds interesting.
Yeah, that could be neat.
Crossbones.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to watch that evil pirate movie.
Low budget evil pirate movie.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got to pop that in.
This is just a legit documentary. Confessions of a Superhero.
Yeah, I actually just wanted to watch this because I didn't know until recently that the superhero on Hollywood or in front of the Chinese theater.
Yeah.
I didn't know he died like 5 years ago.
Oh.
And it's a doc on him.
National Lampoon's TV Guide the movie
Oh,
starring
yeah.
Steve-O.
It was just TV the movie.
TV the movie.
TV.
It's
Starring
TV Guide
Steve-O?
logo.
I found this and I was just
It totally
impressed.
is.
It was like Steve-O,
What?
Preston Lacey, and Wee Man on
What?
the cover. Yeah.
Yeah.
Frogs.
Now, I believe this is like a well-known horror movie.
This is a horror movie from 1972 starring
Yeah.
Lee Van Cleef.
Lee Van Cleef.
I like him.
A Western actor.
underrated.
The Fuck-Ons.
Now, how do you
Yeah.
pronounce this?
The Fuck-Ons.
Fuck on.
Fuck on.
This is a Japanese TV show portraying an American family that is made out of mannequins.
Like
yeah.
the Duracell people. Kind of.
I think I've seen some of it, and it was kind of Tom Goes to the Mayor.
Oh, yeah.
If I remember correctly.
Okay.
Attack of the 60-foot centerfold.
Okay.
Now we're talking.
Me and Kevin and Johnny did look at that for a second just to
Oh.
see what it was like.
You cut into it.
And then it was so funny. He
Cut
popped
us out.
He popped it in just to see, and it was like, oh, okay, whatever. We don't have time. And we were all on our phones. Then we all looked up at one point, and it was like 5 women, boobs out, just like pushing them
Nice.
together. It was just like, has this been playing the whole time? We had a giant. Thank God there's no windows in here.
Jeez, guys.
That was
Anyway.
one I picked. You watched it without me. I can't.
No,
believe
we
it.
only saw a second of
It's
it.
like a Roger Corman
Zolar!
classic.
Yeah, we found another copy of Zolar. You know what? I think we still have the old one too. We should give the viewers a copy. So order the merch today.
Dude.
Someone's gonna get a copy of
Somebody
Zolar.
will get
Wow.
Zolar.
Oh, wow.
Damn. That's sealed.
Body Slam, a rock and roll wrestling comedy.
Right.
Oh.
That sounds- that
This
sounds
looks
good.
extremely low budget. Roddy Piper, Captain Lou Albano, Barry Gordon, and a couple other the Road Warriors are in this one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blunt Talk with Patrick Stewart.
Is it about weed?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Engage with marijuana.
And
Trauma Dance Film Festival.
Okay.
that's going to have
probably
some
just
gems. Yeah. Because that's a no money to entry film festival that Troma holds.
Yeah.
So anything
this was
could-
my request. This next
Now look,
one.
check this one out. It's an Xbox 360 box.
That's why I wanted it. That's what caught my eye.
Dead Clowns.
Dead,
Got to see Dead Clowns. We'll pop that in at some point.
Boy Dick Up, the movie.
Wait, where's
What?
pickup?
Wait, what?
What?
I don't know what's happening in that. What?
It's either Boy Pickup or Boy Dick Up.
Boy
I don't know.
Pickup.
Boy Dick Up is a new character. In,
And finally, this
Street
one's
Fighter.
going to be good. Minnesota Memories.
I found that one at a thrift store.
So it's like a home. It's
I
almost,
did pop it in. It's just someone's home video.
Why would you sell that?
dude, yeah, what asshole sold that?
Sold that to like oh my fucking mom and
How
sister
much,
are on this.
how much do they get for it? Because that technically is like the rarest DVD.
Right.
Oh, it is Boy.
watched
It is
it.
Boy Pickup. So it looks like Dick Up. Sorry.
I like Boy Dick Up. That's like a Death Stranding
It's
character.
like Dick Tracy. It's Boy Dick Up.
There's a guy who gets a boner every 30 seconds named Boy Dick Up. You're going to have to meet him and get the,
Keep your hands where I can see them. See?
medals.
All right, we went 30 minutes over. That is cut into our skit making time.
Oh no.
So yeah, I hope everyone is going to be real efficient tonight at writing a skit. We got to keep it brief. Let's keep it punctual, guys.
All right, we're going to be back in just a few minutes with Making a Skit Live.
Yes.
Get your writer's caps on.